How are you?
Are we back from executive session?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Arnett hear us?
Mr. Arnell, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes. Please bring us back from executive session.
Item number 5, new business. Time is 6:37 p.m. Item 5A, discussion and possible action regarding level 3 grievance appeal filed by DG.
Thank you, Board President Rodriguez, members of the board, Interim Superintendent Dr. Arellano. We have just completed a closed hearing and a closed meeting regarding the level 3 appeal filed by an employee. You've had a chance to listen to the arguments, and you've also had a chance to discuss it amongst yourselves and deliberate regarding the grievance. Now is your opportunity to do an open session to make a determination on what you want to do to resolve the grievance. We've given you your options. It's my understanding, based on the discussion that the board was having, that one or more of the board members might want to entertain a motion that would direct the administration to, out of general funds, make an award of the amount that would have otherwise been paid to Ms. Gonzalez, D. Gonzalez, had she been awarded a TIA award to resolve this grievance. And that would be a remedy that she would be granted, and no other remedy would be granted besides that. Is there anybody who would like to make that motion?
I so move.
Is there a second?
I second.
Adrian, will you pull the board?
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado,
Yes.
Mr. Martinez,
Yes.
Mrs. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mrs. Zuniga.
Yes.
All in favor, motion passes.
Thank you. At this time, President Rodriguez, you need to adjourn the appeal hearing meeting and restart with the new regular board meeting for the board.
Okay, so we're adjourned and now bring us into the.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what the lawyer was saying.
Unfortunately, we couldn't understand the motion.
No.
Steve, will you reach out to their attorney?
Mr. Arnett, can you hear me?
Yeah, you already asked if the board can adjourn and you just stay and read. That was what it was.
Yeah, I'll, there's somewhere I can talk to you. They granted her a remedy. I'll get in touch with you.
Okay,
Time is 6:40 p.m.
Need a better system.
I'll take us to, so now we're ready for the next meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the time is 6:40 and I'm gonna call this regular board meeting to order of August 19, 2025. Adrian, will you call Pledge of Allegiance? Can we have Marnie Rocha do the Pledge of Allegiance and Dr. Bashir do the Texas Pledge of Allegiance?
guess when you talk in class, it's.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor and protect this flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you.
He's calling.
Can we do roll call now?
Ms. Barnes?
Present.
Ms. Borrego? Ms. Maldonado?
Present.
Mr. Martinez?
Present.
Mrs. Ortega?
Here.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Present.
Ms. Zuniga?
Here.
Item 1E, CISD, vision and mission statements.
Mr. Martinez, if you could lead us in the vision and Ms. Maldonado and the mission statement.
We provide equitable opportunities to ensure our future-ready students are empowered to explore, learn, grow, and excel.
Vision. Lead today, impact tomorrow.
Thank you to both of you, and now we'll, yes.
Yeah, if I may, I just wanted to address Board President, Mr. Rodriguez, and the Board of Trustees. I just want to take this opportunity to say that I'm grateful for sitting up here with you as part of the team of 8. I look forward to working together to serve our beautiful and intelligent students. These students are my why, and they're everything in the work that we do. They're the why we do it. I know that between all of us, we'll continue to support our teachers, our principals, and our staff because we're all dedicated. And they deserve nothing less. We might not always agree, and that's okay. But I look forward to working with you and respecting each other. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome.
I will take this to the next item.
Item number 2, Board Honors. Item 2A, swearing in of the 2025-2026 student advisors to the Cantillo Independent School District Board of Trustees. Presenter Gustavo Rodriguez.
Board President Rodriguez, members of the board, and Dr. Arellano, please join us in front of the dais as we begin this month's Board Honors presentation. Good evening, I'm Gustavo Rodriguez, the Project Director of Communications for the Cantillo Independent School District, and it's my honor to be here tonight to celebrate excellence in our district. We have a full agenda, so let's begin. It has become a tradition for Cantillo ISD and its Board of Trustees to honor the voice of students in every aspect of our decision-making process. Cantillo was the first district in Texas to seek and receive permission to include 2 student advisors on its Board of Trustees. These ex officio members help provide an additional layer of accountability to the voters and to our trustees every month. Selected by their campuses for their leadership and dedication, these students attend meetings, review agendas, collaborate with administrators, and ultimately shape discussions on issues that directly impact their lives and the lives of their classmates. Now, in its 4th year, our student advisor program has played a vital role in the future of our district, including the transformative bond projects currently underway. This evening, 2 new advisors will take their oath of office. Cantillo High School's Mason Gossett and Northwest Early College High School's Moises Aguirre are leaders in their campuses who are ready to elevate their service to Cantillo ISD. After tonight's ceremony, the community will see them at the dais asking questions, providing insight, and guiding conversations for the rest of the school year. To administer the oath, we invite Board President Armando Rodriguez to conduct the pledge ceremony. After each candidate is sworn in, we will take photos with the entire Board of Trustees, along with their principals and family members. Mason and Moises, please join us in front as President Rodriguez prepares to administer the oath.
raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm to serve as a student advisor to the Canantillo ISD Board of Trustees with pride and commitment, to be the voice of the students, to bring their ideas and concerns to the board, and to speak with courage and passion on their behalf. I will ensure the students' perspective is heard and valued in every discussion and decision. Affecting our schools, our education, and our student experience. So swear or affirm I. Congratulations. Welcome to the Board of Trustees.
Welcome, Mason and Moises. Let's take a ceremonial photo with the Board of Trustees first. Oh, actually, no, let's have you guys sign your oath, please. Rodriguez, please sign as well.
Stand right in the middle.
So if you have family members, mom, dad, and anyone from the school that's here to celebrate them.
Family now. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations to Advisors Dawson and Aguirre. Please join the Board of Trustees for the remainder of board honors. Up next, we are joined by our friends from the El Paso Association of Contractors, who are here to celebrate us for a change. Normally, board honors is about recognizing others, but tonight, Executive Director Israel Irobali and members of his board of directors are here to honor Canantillo ISD. As you know, the transformative bond will update, renovate, or rebuild every campus in our district. This enormous task requires the expertise of local construction companies working to ensure the projects are done right, on time, and on budget. Much of this work relies on apprentices who are gaining the hands-on training they need to become the master builders of the future. Many of these apprentices come from the Canantillo community. They are securing careers that will provide stability, end cycles of poverty, and lead to higher wages and better quality of life. Please help me welcome EPAC Executive Director Israel Irobali to share more about how Canantillo is helping shape the future of construction in El Paso. Mr. Irobali.
Board President Rodriguez, Dr. Argano, first and foremost, thank you so much for your service, board members. I know firsthand what that does for you and your family, so we couldn't do it without y'all. Today we're here to honor y'all. To be honest, without the work that y'all do in career and technical education, there is no construction industry and it's not sustainable. So all the work that you put in by introducing these skills to our students at an earlier age allows them to enter our workforce and be more successful. The reality is a four-year university isn't the pathway for many of our kids, and by introducing those opportunities and programs, you've helped them find that pathway to success earlier. Additionally, by allowing apprentices or requiring apprentices to work on the bond projects, this ensures that we sustain our workforce and add opportunities of professional growth that will sustain this workforce for many years to come. So again, thank you so much for your help, and we really do appreciate it. With me, I have Board Member John Panahi, who will present the award with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Yorubani, and thank you to PhD and Mr. Panahi. We look forward to continuing this strong partnership. Board members, please take your seats for the time being. Real quick, we're going to ask you to consider a resolution honoring the legacy of Superintendent Emeritus Dr. Pedro Galaviz. It is my distinct pleasure to present this resolution recognizing Dr. Pedro Galaviz, who served as Superintendent of Schools for Contractor ISD from 2013 until 2025. With your permission, I will now read a condensed version of the resolution highlighting his tenure, impact, and legacy. Whereas, from 2013 to 2025, Dr. Pedro Galaviz served as Superintendent of Schools for the Cantillo Independent School District with a steadfast commitment to improving the lives of students, supporting educators, and strengthening families, leading the district through a period of unprecedented transformation and growth. And whereas, upon assuming the role of Superintendent, Dr. Galaviz and his wife Esperanza moved into the district with their children, Gabriel and Olivia, immediately embracing Cantillo schools and community as their own. And whereas, under his leadership, the district was transformed from an academically low-performing district into one of the highest performing in the state, as measured by state and national standards. And whereas the district earned the prestigious designation of Best Small School District in Texas from the HED Excellence in Education Foundation, becoming the only district in Region 19 to receive this honor. And whereas Cantillo ISD achieved 3 consecutive A ratings from the Texas Education Agency, a distinction unmatched by any other district in the region, and whereas Northwest Early College High School earned the coveted National Blue Ribbon School designation from the U.S. Department of Education, the highest honor awarded to a school by the federal government. And whereas Dr. Galaviz successfully led the effort to pass a 2024 Cantillo bond, the largest per capita investment in educational infrastructure in the history of El Paso County, a transformative plan to modernize facilities and expand opportunities for all students. And whereas his administration oversaw sound fiscal management that garnered statewide accolades, including the Texas Association of School Business Officials Excellence in Financial Management Award and the Texas Comptroller's Transparency Star Award. And whereas Dr. Galaviz championed innovation in teaching and learning, establishing the region's first public Montessori program, launching the county's first middle school public service academies, and expanding dual credit and industry licensing programs at both the middle and high school levels. And whereas, under his leadership, the number of high-performing, military-connected campuses earning the Texas Purple Star designation increased to 4. And whereas, the number of U.S. News and World Report Best Schools in America campuses within Cantillo ISD increased to 4, reflecting the district's sustained academic excellence. And whereas, through his vision, dedication, and personal investment in the community, Dr. Galaviz leaves a lasting legacy of academic excellence, fiscal responsibility, and innovation that will benefit generations of Cantillo ISD students. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Cantillo Independent School District Board of Trustees hereby honors and expresses its deepest gratitude to Dr. Pedro Galaviz for his exceptional leadership, transformative vision, and unwavering service to the students, staff, and families of the Cantillo Independent School District. Mr. Rodriguez, I would now ask you to please take on that resolution. You would have to move it.
Oh, yeah. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution as Gustavo just read?
Make a motion.
There's a motion, is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
There's a motion and a second. Adrian, can you pull the board?
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mrs. Zuniga?
Yes.
All in favor, motion passes.
Board members and Dr. Rodriguez, you please join us now in the front. Please sign the resolution, and we'll move forward with our program. There's 2 copies of one for Dr. Rodriguez and one for the district. Please sign both. Each board member. In the meantime, could Dr. Rodriguez please join us up here at the front? We now would like to invite the Human Resources Department, represented by Martha Carrasco, to present Dr. Rodriguez with his official retirement plaque.
Dr. Rodriguez, it's been an honor and a pleasure to work with you. I would like to thank you for your guidance and your support in all these many years that we've worked together. You've always supported me and my role here as Chief Human Resource Officer. I am grateful for the opportunity I've learned from you, and I wish you nothing but the very best.
What'd you learn?
I've learned to be patient. But I wish you all the best in retirement, and I hope that you have plenty of time to do all the things that you love. No.
All right, we need a photo.
Okay, I'm flying away from the sun.
There. As it is customary, he's messing up my time. We got it. We got it. Yes. You're not the boss of me no more. Up next is Cantillo ISD Police Chief Fernando Martinez, who has a special assignment for Dr. Galaviz.
So just a quick story. When I first started, Dr. G asked me, so since you're the police chief and I'm the superintendent, does that mean kind of like New York, I'm the commissioner and I could go out and fight crime with you? I'm like, no sir, that does not mean that. But for the first time, this certificate certifies that Dr. Pedro Galaviz is hereby deputized as honorary police officer of the county. In recognition of his steadfast commitment to the students' safety and his strong support of the department's mission. Dr. Galaviz's leadership and advocacy have strengthened our efforts to protect and serve the Cantillo community. With gratitude, we honor his lasting contribution to the safety of our students and schools. Signed by Chief of Police Fernando Martinez. Thank you, sir.
It's worth noting that this does not come with a weapon.
Can't wear a Dr. G cape at night.
And while there is a badge, we glued it, so you can't wear it. Photo, please. We are honored to have so many friends, colleagues, and loved ones here tonight to share their gratitude with Dr. Galaviz. Each will briefly express appreciation for his service and leadership. Up first, we would like to welcome his family, Mrs. Esperanza Galaviz, and their son, Gabriel. The microphone is yours.
Good evening. I'd like to say thank you to our Cantillo family and friends here, all the community, the staff, the board members. There's a few people in the audience I'd like to thank personally who brought our family here, the original board members. Mr. Sergio Coronel, can you please stand just so we can thank you for bringing our family here? Patsy Mendoza, can you please stand? You were on the original board as well. And I know there's other board members, Mr. Bobby Sinical, thank you for your support. Again, thank you to the community, the staff, students. I'd also like to thank Mr. Armando, President Rodriguez. You were one of the original 7 as well who brought our family here. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for bringing Pedro and having faith in him that he can do the job. What starts here changes the world. That's our UT motto. I would text these words to Pedro before a difficult board meeting. Especially when I knew the decisions were weighing heavy on his mind and heavy on his heart. I would follow that text message up with ... but they never said it'd be easy. Pedro Galaviz, you made the superintendency look easy. Your legacy will not only be known for all those wonderful accolades that were mentioned, the AAA rating, the best small school district in Texas, the Blue Ribbon Northwest Early College, and the largest bond Cantillo has passed helping the community and students. That you, the entire Cantillo team, community, and students helped create. Your legacy is more than any accolade, mi amor. Your legacy will be known for its character, kindness, and kind deeds. Your servant leadership, your dedication to the students that you serve, your humility, and yes, even your humor. You've made our family proud, your mom and dad proud, God bless their soul, and you've made our God proud. Thank you for the students, for all that you have grown this community. I want our students to remember your journey, Pedro. Born into a migrant family, the baby of 12, poor, raised on the hand-me-downs of his siblings. was able to honorably serve in the U.S. Army, attend the University of Texas in Austin to obtain his doctoral degree, and honorably serve as the Gallup Superintendent for 12 plus years. Whenever students, your journey seems like your path can't lead to success, remember to continue and pathway forward. As a mom, I want the students to remember, just like you do, Pedro, invest in your character daily. As a nurse practitioner, students, I want you to remember to always invest in your health, as Pedro continues to do. And as the wife of now your former superintendent, I always want you to remember to invest in your education, as Pedro is currently taking an AI class. Pedro, I love you, we love you, and blessings on your retirement. I know he hates flowers, but there's some golf balls that I do. Oh, okay.
Here we're gonna put that down. You face and show. We are also joined by former board president and current El Paso County Commissioner Sergio Coronado, who would like to share something.
Thank you, Gustavo. Thank you, everybody that's here, honorable board members, and it's a great honor to be able to also call our honorable school student members of the board. Thank y'all for your service to our community as well. I'm probably one of the few in this room, besides probably Patsy and Mimi, that have been in this school district and attended school here for a long time, from very elementary school. And I can remember all the days, as well as my tocayo over there, and Armando, of course, Cindy. We've gone through a lot of hard times in our community, in our school district, to the point where we were really looked down upon. But we had a lot of challenges. We couldn't build our high school. We had a building that served both the middle school, which back then was junior high, and a high school in the same building. Still stands here on our campuses. And we would go, the high school would go in the morning from 6 a.m. to 12, and the junior high from right after to 6 p.m. And we had those challenges for a while. We couldn't build, we couldn't pass a bond. We couldn't pass a bond because of certain people in the community that told us, why you don't want that? Okay. When y'all are just gonna come work for us here. Some of our own community members, okay? Some of our own community members. People who, appreciate that served on our board, that, got us through. Monica, you remember Ralph was one of those people. He became president of the board as well. We've been through a lot of hard times, and it's really proud to see my district, my beloved district, my first love was school. And I'm really proud that, when I was serving on the board, that when we were looking out for a new superintendent back in the 2010s, and we hired a company that would get us some candidates, and we looked through the list of candidates and their applications, and we must have had probably 60, 70 of those applications for our school district at that time. And we narrowed it down to, probably 20, 30 or so of them for us to look at and then pick out the top that we would. But I'll tell you one thing, in my review of all of those, there was one particular application that stood out like a light bulb. And I'm not gonna say it because he's bald. again, he was bright because he stood out. And I purposely didn't try to advocate my view of that. I wanted the rest of our board to realize it. And we did. And we came to that conclusion that the best person to lead us in our district at that time was Pedro. And some people, gave us second guesses as to why we would choose somebody like that. But we finally realized that after being here not very long, that he ingrained himself in our community. And not just in the school district, in our community itself, both in church, in different organizations. But the best thing about Pedro was that he cared about the students. And he cared about the people that worked around him, that worked for him. And is truly somebody who would let them do their job, who was a collaborator. But at the heart of it, he was student-centered. More so than any other person that we've ever had in our community leading the school district. So it was an honor for me to, at that time, preside over a board that welcomed him and his family into our community. And, I'm not going to go through all the accolades that he did for us. Some people asked me right after we hired him, and even a year or two into it, do you really think he's the right person for us? I said, you will see. I am confident that he is. And look, lo and behold, what he has accomplished for our community. But and the thing is credit to him for the people that he surrounded himself with. I see some of them in the audience now, and the even current ones that are here with us today. Pedro, this community and this school district, especially the students, are deeply indebted to your service for us. We appreciate you and we love you.
Commissioner. I have someone who is also a former board president, someone I generally call kind of the grandmother, especially Tia Mendoza. That's it.
Pedro, good evening. Pedro, I was proud to cast a vote to bring you, your beautiful wife, and your young children to Canupio. Looking back, that was one of the best votes that I ever made in my years as a trustee. What you have done to bring positive changes and recognition to this district is nothing short of amazing. You never seek attention or recognition, and you always hide in the back when it comes to praise. But we all know Canupio is the district it is today, and the district it will soon be because of the care and commitment you made to us and to our children. Thank you, Pedro. I can't wait to see what you will do for Canupio next. We love you, Pedro.
Up next is former board member Robert Cimental.
How do I follow those guys? I wear this for you. I almost put a Packer suit on. That's not for you. I almost put one, but this thing I work for you. That was an honor serving with you. Board president, board members, superintendent, thank you for having me here and letting me come and talk to Pedro. Pedro, I'm going to talk directly to you, sir. We already know all your accolades and everything, so we know how great you are. But I just want to express the gratitude I have for you and our community has for you for all your service to our district and community. The leadership that you greatly impacted on our students, staff, and community. Your attitude of putting the students first and the efforts of bringing them, bringing out all their potential, made you the best board president, the best superintendent we've ever had. Period. Another personal thought, I met you maybe a little time after you became the superintendent, not too long afterwards. And in the conversation I had with you, you were totally vested in our community. You brought your family, your beautiful family here. You moved into our district, and you became part of our school. You became part of our school, part of our district, part of our family. And then that's something that showed me that you were all in, and that was beautiful, and I thank you for that. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and it's been an honor. It's an honor being able to call you not just the best superintendent we've ever had, but a friend. And thank you for being part of our familia. Muchas gracias, Pedro. Love you, boy. Get a picture too, Kathy.
Up next, we have a couple of people that work very closely with Dr. Galadis, but were wise enough to leave after a while. Former Associate Superintendent Dr. Veronica.
Board President Rodriguez, board members, interim superintendent, Dr. Ariano, and Dr. G. I feel a little silly because Martha Carrasco and Marty Rocha told me that this was a roast tonight. Dr. Galadis hired me as an associate superintendent, and we did not know each other. He called me into the interview, and I remember one of the questions that he asked, or that he told me was going to be a responsibility. He said, I need somebody who can say no to me. And I said, I can say no. Little did I know that saying no to him meant nothing. He still went around. What do you mean we're funding that? I would find out from somebody else. Everything that people have said, well, let me start with the colors that I'm wearing, Dr. Galadis. I had a hard time deciding, do I wear the burnt orange? Do I wear Grenadier orange? And you know that John is a Minnesota Vikings fan, so as I was packing, he's like, what is that? Oh, no, nothing, green and gold, nothing. I wore it for your Packers, because we know how much you love your Packers. And we all started to watch the games on Sunday. Because if the Packers won, it was going to be a great Monday. If the Packers lost, get out of the office. I'm so privileged to call you friend. We've heard the term servant leader, and it's not something that you call yourself, it's something that other people call you. Because you're based on your actions, not your words. I remember that we used to have great conversations. You are a person of faith. We would have conversations about the homily that you heard, the homily that I heard, and then you would put things into action. You feed the hungry, you clothe the naked, you visit the sick, and you bury the dead. Dr. G and his beautiful wife, Esperanza, were there. And we buried
How
our...
come she gets adjective beautiful? I don't get...
Because she is. Because she is. I have grown to love your entire family, and you know our entire family. And to Esperanza, yes, she's even a dancing partner that you allow me to dance with her a couple of times. And we have a great time. No judgment with you. It's all about friendship, Dr. G. I am so glad that God has had us cross our paths and that we continue to be friends. I made so many friends here, so many lasting friendships here in Canutillo, and it's because of your leadership. It's because of the culture and the environment that you set up. We'll always be friends. I wish you very much success in your next chapter. Maybe you can improve your golf game. And I'll see you out there on the golf course.
We've had a lot of bad Up next is another one of Dr. Galavi's Associate Superintendent, Dr. Marnie Rocha.
I don't know if I'm in the right place. I thought this was the Alice Canine retirement. So I apologize in my remarks. We're here to celebrate Dr. Pedro Galaviz retiring after more than 25 years in education, or as Pedro calls it, 30 years of saying the same thing louder until somebody finally writes it down, right? As superintendent, Pedro Galaviz, we know, led 3A ratings of Blue Ribbon School and the title of Best Small District in Texas. Not bad for a short guy with glasses and thin hair. I know he wished HEB would open a store here, but we can't have everything. Everybody knows Pedro is a proud Longhorn. He got his doctorate at the University of Texas, Hook 'em Horns. Which makes sense because he's had takes a lot of horns to survive a decade of budget hearings with Christy Cooley. I remember when I first laid eyes on Dr. G was at the convocation in 2016, and I remember thinking, this guy was a little bit out of shape. He came out on stage in the Canutillo High School football jersey, which was a tad too tight. I remember calling him my little chorizo. But fast forward now, he's healthy, he's rocking it in his outfits, he's fit, and even a confirmed lesbian like me wouldn't mind seeing him on the cover of Pedro is a man of refined taste. His favorite drink is scotch. And let's be honest, it's not because he's classy. It's not because he's classy. But after 10 years of school board politics, water just wasn't cutting it enough. Of course, Pedro is humble and loving and caring. He always sees the good in everyone. He always sees the good. He never holds a grudge. I don't know how many times when I worked at Canutillo, I wanted to meet people after work, in the dark, in the back of the parking lot. And as always, Dr. Galavi's words would be forgive and move on. No matter what happens to him, Dr. Galavi's always turns the other cheek. The world would be so much better if more people followed in his footsteps. And of course, there's the love of his Green Bay Packers, while the rest of Texas cheers for the Cowboys. Pedro proudly stood alone with his team, but I really respect that because it means every fall he experiences disappointment twice. Once when the Packers failed to meet the playoffs, and once when his kids' tuition bills come in. But those tuition bills, Pedro, were well worth it. Pedro and his wonderful wife, Esperanza, are the proud parents of Gabriel, an up-and-coming attorney, and Olivia, a structural engineer, both graduates of the premier district Pedro has led for the past 9 years. But truly what makes Pedro special is his generosity, his vision, and his ability to lead without needing the spotlight. That's so true, Patsy. The 3 A's, the blue ribbon, the HEB awards, those are the big things, but let's not forget the little things as well. Pedro inspired his team to be Premier 2. The Montessori School, the Teacher Incentive Allotment, the most nationally board certified teachers in the region, robotic, Project Lead the Way, the pipeline to Algebra 1, and let's not forget, he made the tough decisions to successfully finish the 2011 bond, which we know was sorely over budget and underfunded, and he finished that bond. Finally, he brought integrity back to the role of superintendent, a role which had badly been bruised when he took over this district. Pedro Galaviz has left Canutillo better than he found it. Let's think back. He has left Canutillo better than he found it, and that is the ultimate mark of a great leader. I love you, brother. Go Packers. You're the best. You had such an influence on my life, and thank you so much. I want a picture with Dr. Be Healed too, my sister. Do I have a picture of this guy? Not you. You can't get me for sexual harassment. I no longer work here.
Quick story. I know you got a board meeting. Quick story. Every graduation, there's one of you board members that are huggers. Who's the hugger? Right? So we had Mary Iglesias. I love you, Mary. She's a hugger. She takes up all the time in the graduation. Marty goes, Dr. G, I'll bet you $100. If you can get Mary at the end, and I'll put her at the beginning.
Graduation, 2 hours.
Graduation in 2 hours. Because we know the huggers take up all the thing.
We know Mary was like this.
So
good times.
Who got Mary Iglesias and who got $100 richer? Me.
That's every bet I've ever had with you.
Not that we bet on you all.
It's like the band back together.
1, 2, 3.
Marty, thanks for staying the show all the time, and I'd like to let you know we got graduation down to an hour and a half. Some principals wanted to come and speak to Dr. Galaviz. Up first is Diana Davenport, A campus, area campus.
Dr. Galaviz, I'm not going to take up too much time because I know there's a board meeting, but I did want to say, and this was not ChatGPT, as Dr. Galaviz steps into retirement, I think we can all agree he's earned the chance to swap the board meetings for golf swings, and as Maya says, you're not that great. Or Dr. McGee says that, I know you can still be my husband. Thank you for helping me feel connected, helping us feel connected, inspired, and proud to be part of this district. Thank you, Dr. Calaviz, for your years of service, your wisdom, and your humor, your constant questioning of, but why? And why? And why? He got me the other day down the hallway, and I told him, Dr. Calaviz, we're in A campus, and he says, but why? And it's because of my team. No, because why? And I'm like, because of my teachers. No, because of the leader. And so that made me feel valued. But I will never forget the kindness and humanity you showed me. I will not say what you did, but thank you so much, because that meant the world to me, and it happened at Albertsons with your son. So I want to say how much that meant to me, because you made me feel human. It wasn't just an employee, I was human. So thank you so much. I wish you the very best. I'm sorry. There was not beer on that little conveyor belt. But most importantly, thank you for having the confidence in me and giving me the opportunity to be the leader that I am today. I wish you the very best in this next chapter. May it be filled with joy, relaxation, and the same kind of impact you've always made on all of us. And good luck on the golf swings. Thank you.
No, I didn't.
We also have a message from our one of our other A-rated campuses, the Bayes Red Hawks. Our assistant principal, Ms. Bernard, is here to deliver.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Galaviz, in October of 2013, I was hired into the Canyon Teal Independent School District as a new teacher. That was nearly 12 years ago. And I stand here this evening as the assistant principal at the largest elementary campus in our district, Congressman Sylvester and Carolina Reyes Elementary. We have reached high levels of success because of the leadership and capacity building of Dr. Galaviz. This school district is a perfect place for both students and staff to grow. I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you, Dr. Galaviz, for not only allowing me the opportunity, but providing the environment for me to grow and serve the Canyon Teal community. I would like to extend the heartfelt gratitude of the Reyes community to you, Dr. Galaviz. We wish you all of the best in your future endeavors.
And last but not least, we have a message from the students of CISD, be delivered by Mr. Beck, Arthur Beck, the Student Activities Coordinator at Campbell High School.
Thank you, President, Board Members, Superintendent. On behalf of the Canyon High School Student Council, the students, and I've gone to enough events with you, the students at Canyon Independent School District, all of them. Like Commissioner said, student-centered, very student-centered, always the students first. You'd stop a whole assembly just to say hello to someone sitting in the front row, or just to hug them, or just to see how they're doing. And we thank you. We thank you. You know, I've only been with this district, just over a year, but I've seen it at the football games. You wanted to jump in the student section. You wanted to sit there and throw water with all the students and everything. And I appreciate it. I really, the students appreciate it. The student council appreciates it. They're not very good to advocate for themselves and say thank you, but
I'm never in pictures. I'm taking them.
No, you have to be in this one. We're doing like a class.
Oh, yeah.
You're ruining class. We're used to finding
Come on, back.
I just wanted one more with Mason. Yeah, a new guy.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
On the count of 3, can I get a cacao? 1, 2, 3. Cacao! See you at homecoming.
Dr. G, there's hundreds and hundreds of people that would like to be here to tell you what you mean to them. Instead of having them line up and have this meeting last even longer, we asked them to write it down. Dr. Arellano has a wooden box that's engraved and has hundreds of messages written by staffers from throughout every corner of the school district. We're going to let you read it at home so you can cry alone and take it and know what you mean to this school district.
And it reads, never underestimate the difference you made and the lives you touched. Canutillo ISD 2013 to 2025. Personally, from the bottom of my heart, I can't even say, but thank you.
One more. All right, now let's take a group photo, please. Everyone who spoke, everyone please come up. Staff members, everyone, let's take a group photo, please. Hold on. There's something going on here. Dr. G, we're going to have to take your badge away since you're no longer an employee. But we are, in order to recognize you as a Canutillo person, we, the Public Information Office, along with Coach Brooks, have helped secure something that's going to show your orange pride with gusto here. If you're all very energetic. I tricked him into getting it measured. All right, now we can go. Everyone, please come on.
That's a nice fit.
Okay, perfect. Ready? Everyone can see me? 1, 2, 3. Okay. The question is, can you see us? Can you see me? One more.
Thank you for, on a personal note, I want to thank you for taking a second chance on me and letting me on board. And I onboarded you 13 years ago, and now it's my pleasure to outboard you. Mr. Rodriguez, members of the board, and Dr. Arellano, that concludes this very long board time. Thank you for indulging us.
I just want to say, Steve, better not charge us.
I'll write off your honors.
Dr. Arellano, and I told you, the respect, gratitude you see, it's not in the boardroom, it's in the campuses. But these 7 all voted in by the community, so they all have something to say. They all have a perspective on the benefit of the kids in the operation of the school district. So it is a very stressful job, I'm not gonna lie. And I did change the water to scotch. No, I didn't. Not for these. But take care. But also like to thank, you have your friends here and your family here. It's also to have a network outside. So I'd like to personally thank Angel Hernandez, Tony Rodriguez, Ruben Zapata, who are my, as you know, I'm the youngest of 12 and I don't have family. And so they're like my siblings, my brothers, as you call them here, that took care of me. That I had somebody to vent. Because sometimes you need to vent. Because sometimes the decision doesn't go your way, or decision, but it's okay. It's okay, because tomorrow the sun's going to come up, and God still loves you. He still loves this district. And regardless of what the decision is, knowing that each one of them have decided from their heart for the benefit of Canutillo. It may not be your perspective, but it's a perspective, and you have to respect that. So, board, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you, love Canutillo. Kids, and I always said when I was a teacher in Dallas CISD, and my kids would, rant and rave, and they didn't have cell phones back then. But I used to say, hey, let's go. And I wasn't going to retire until one of my babies became president of the United States. So I still want that to be a vision and a mission for Canutillo, that it will not rest until one of our babies from Canutillo become president of the United States. I know that's a possibility. All right, Canutillo, love you. I know you got a board meeting. I'll watch you from there. Take care. God bless.
Item number 3, open forum. Any person wishing to address the board during the period reserved for public comment at a board meeting must sign up to be heard in accordance with district policy BED local. Each participant will be limited to 3 minutes to make comments to the board. The board is not permitted to discuss or act over any issues that are not posted on the agenda for tonight's meeting. For further information on these policies, contact the superintendent's administrative assistant. Mr. President, we do not have any community members signed up for tonight's meeting. That leads to item number 4, Board of Trustees business. Item 4A, discussion and possible action on selection of a 2025 delegate to the Texas Association of School Boards, Presenter Armando Rodriguez.
I did receive an email from TASBY in regards to one, we have to select a delegate and then an alternate. My recommendation was going to be for Secretary Martinez as a delegate, and I don't know who else might want to be an alternate.
President Rodriguez, thank you. And whoever else wants to go, I'm pretty much open. Anybody else that would like to attend, I don't mind stepping down.
I have a question. Can you be a little bit more specific? What does this entail?
So TASBY, we have to select a delegate to represent us at the delegate assembly. That's on the Saturday of the convention, and we have the email said we have to select a delegate in the morning.
And the assembly is at that.
Correct. I'll add her as an alternate. So my motion would be to set her as a delegate and Ms. Maldonado as an alternate.
Mr. Rodriguez, one of the things that I like to consider is for really the entire board to attend. Recently, a couple of months ago, the El Paso ISD was scrutinized for not attending some of these sessions where we can learn a lot. And it was in the news, and the media was very rudely pretty much labeling the trustees for not attending some of these sessions and not getting that education that we need. Some of us are new on the board, some of us need all the education, all the training we can get, and sometimes we can't get it here in Region 19. So, in my opinion, I strongly recommend that we look at the possibility of some of us, if not all of us, attend some of these training sessions.
I would recommend that for the next year we look at that, but for this year we do have to select the delegate and the alternate, and I'm okay with that. So that would be a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. Adrian, can you pull the board?
So for this assembly though, does TASBY allow the entire school board?
Yeah, well, the conference is for the entire school board. The delegate assembly is just on that Saturday. So that's the tacit TASBY.
So my question would be that if some of us are interested in attending that TASBY convention, we would be able to.
You could go with administration.
Because I agree with Mr. Martinez. I think that we need to learn as much as we can so that we can work together as a team of 8, team of 7 type thing. If it's just for work, well, Dr. Ariano is part of the board. But I agree. I mean, so we need to find out ways where maybe the whole board can attend and get some of that learning.
Mr. Rodriguez, my only concern would be cost to the district. How much would this cost if we all went? You know, right now that we're still kind of watching our budget, and if we want to make.
Yeah, and I guess you could get with administration if that wants to. My travel is actually paid, so the way it come out. But I do think it is important for you all to give perspective on what's happening in the process. And it's this year. Or hopefully in the future this continues to happen. That's what has allowed me to grow not only personally but professionally. So.
If I may. Ms. Foley, do you know budget-wise what was budgeted this year for travel for the board, if anything?
There currently is no budget allotted for this year. There's nothing allotted for any of the district employees for the board.
Okay, that was my understanding, so I wanted to clarify that. So are we required to send a delegate and an alternate?
That's part of the process of the delegate assembly.
Okay, and those funds will come from general fund then?
Yes.
That was my question. Thank you.
Adrian, will you fill the board?
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mrs. Zuniga?
Yes.
All in favor, motion passes.
I'll take this to the next item.
Item number 4B, discussion and possible action to address the process for superintendent search firm, presenter Veronica Tampa.
And the reason I wanted to have this item, one, we do have September 3rd scheduled as a possible, there's different ways depending on what the board wants to do. One is we could interview firms September the 3rd, or we could decide the process to select and who we want to interview at September 3rd. Depending on the amount of people that have applied, we can also allow administration to rank and then give us the top 5 or 6 and then have those ready for interview. So I'm sure you're a lot more in tune to procurement, but if you could just give us a little brief synopsis so that way the board can decide.
Good evening, Board President Rodriguez, Dr. Ariana, Board of Trustees. Before you, I provided a timeline, a schedule of the evaluation criteria. And previous to that, I provided a memo on the timeline. So basically, before I
provided the evaluation criteria to show the 9 factors that would be affecting this evaluation. Now this entity, whoever you end up selecting, works for you. So it would behoove you to evaluate, and then I can first of all provide you the guidance, rank them based on 1 through 8, but leave factor number 9 up to you all, because that's basically for you all. These people would come in and present, and you would rank, or actually score them. 30 points is the max, and of course their financial capacity. I can ask for that, and then you all will be able to look at that. So it can be taken however you prefer. You can evaluate all of them, and then go based on 1 through 9, or I do 1 through 8, and just bring you the candidates or the potential proposers, and you all evaluate criteria number 9.
So my thought process, depending on what the board, and it's a board decision, I'm ready either way, but how many do you think, when does it close? It
closes on Thursday, August the 21st at 2 o'clock, and may I remind you, we're still under the cone of silence, so any communication or any vendors wanting to speak on that can come to me.
And so in regards to it closes, we find out, how many do you think there might be? 3,
Well,
6,
let me just give you an idea, excuse me for interrupting. It's 297 were invited, okay, based off of the category. And I took it off of the professional services category, so anybody that does professional services was invited. So far, I have not been able to tell you how many we have, because we're still waiting for the bids to open on the 21st at 2 o'clock. They're due to meet.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a firm that we would hire to go out and look for superintendents.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the cost?
That's still to be determined, because the proposals will come in with that cost.
And is it required by TEA that districts, when we're looking for a superintendent, go through firm? Is that
That's the common practice, yes, ma'am.
That's a common practice,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
it's not required.
It's not required, but I can give you a couple of examples. Conroe ISD, Austin ISD, Del Valley ISD, EP ISD, they're all going out through a search firm with an RFP.
And my concern again is the budget. Is the budget. I know that this is important, but I don't know that we necessarily need a firm. I don't know how it works, but the budget is my concern.
I believe every search in the last probably 5 years in all of El Paso region, probably the state, have this process. It's better for us to have somebody guide us through the process. We could look when we get the pricing, and that might be a bigger factor to look at. It ranges anywhere from 5 to 20 for a mid-size. It's not a big school.
I wouldn't be able to answer on that, but I think Mr. Blanco would agree with me that it's a more transparent process, because if anything, that responsibility would lie on your chief human resources officer. And you don't want to put the district in that predicament where there might be some kind of nepotism or some kind of conflict that may exist that we're not aware of. So it makes it cleaner by going out for an RFP.
To the chair, Ms. Campbell, real quick.
Yes,
This
sir.
criteria that we have in front of us, you put this together yourself?
No, sir. As I provided, it's based on the CH local and the Texas Education Code. These are the criteria that are required when we go out for a bid.
I'm looking at the purchase, it's 20% or 20 points. I'm looking at item number 9 has 40 points.
Yes, sir.
For whatever reason, that weighs more than the price itself.
Reason being, because this would be more important to you, to look at this, interviewing them, and then looking at the financial capacity that this firm has. This is why I gave them 40 points.
Okay,
Just
and number 6.
Yes,
number
sir.
6, I'm looking at historically underutilized. Are we using this form, number 6, the same language, on architects, engineers,
Yes, sir.
everything else we have done
Yes,
in the
sir.
past? I just think the numbers is a little off, to be
Yes,
honest with you,
and
because
I agree with you, yes, sir.
because the 40 points can really make someone really look better than one that has a lower fee. And that person can have a lower fee and probably be number 3 in the list.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, I understand. And then that's where your financial capacity comes in. That's why I made sure that was included. Because you want to make sure that this firm is not only hired, but that they have the financial capacity to do the work. Because eventually we're going to have to issue a purchase order. So this is why I gave it the 40 for you all. And of course the 30 being more important on the presentation.
Ms. Campbell, I disagree with the 40%.
Okay. All right, sir, I can actually modify it through an amendment immediately.
Yeah, definitely. I would like for you to consider that, please.
Okay, so then we can talk about that, and then you all can tell me how you would like me to rearrange this grading, and I can immediately post an amendment tonight for that RFP, okay?
So you mentioned something that if we don't go with the firm, then the search would fall on the human resource.
Yes, ma'am.
Director.
Yes,
or
ma'am.
chief human resource officer.
Yes, ma'am.
Then they would be responsible to go out and look for a superintendent.
Yes.
And based on what they decide, they bring us the candidates.
Yes.
I have a quick question. Off of the evaluation criteria that we're looking at, number 7 has a score of 0. So why is it on the criteria if it's not working?
Because I have to identify it has to be included. And although it's not a long-term contract, it's immediate, and we are not going to use it beyond a year. It's just for that immediate need, which is
That's right. Okay, that's
yes,
why the 0. Okay, that's
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just a quick question. You said you didn't have an idea of how much this firm is going to cost us.
Right.
Could you give us an estimate just so we have an idea as to what, or even, a median?
I really don't have that, and then what I could do is reach out maybe to tomorrow morning and reach out to Conroy ISD and Belleville to see how much they paid for this term. Thank you. You're welcome.
When we hired Dr. Galaviz, did we go through the firm?
I was not his ma'am.
We did? So there should be record somehow back then of how much it cost?
That's a long time ago.
There's supposed to be records, right? That long? 13 years?
Steve, do you want to talk about the contract? I think it's the investment to just the process and.
Sure. The process that's being recommended is the standard process, and you should use it. The most recent one that I was personally involved in was a Socorro. We went through TASBY, you have private firms, you have different consultants. They'll bid, you guys will review the prices, and they will range pretty big from a low of 10 to 12,000 to a high of 30 to 40,000. You guys will decide which firm you think is best suited for the district and which firm you want to run the search. The reason it's important to do it that way is because they have resources, they have databases, they have information, and they're in a position to keep most of the process confidential until the very end. If you're looking to hire a superintendent, you may get applicants from a school district, maybe in El Paso, maybe somewhere else, who don't necessarily want their employer to know that they're out there looking for another position. And until the very end, and until you name a lone finalist or one or more lone finalists, plural, those names stay confidential. And you have a search firm that vets them, background checks, helps set up meetings, helps schedule interviews. For example, you might have an interview where people come in through the back door. Press them and see who they are. It's highly recommended that you use this process. You won't know what the fees are until you get the responses that this panel said.
And we could also negotiate on fees.
Sure.
Are these firms, most of them out of town?
Generally, yes.
Region 19 doesn't
They
do it
do.
anymore?
They
They
do.
used to, I
They
remember a
do.
long time
They will
ago.
probably bid on it.
So it's up to us, who we pick?
Correct.
Based on this
Correct.
and the fees.
Yes.
Correct? So what Mr. Martinez is asking is that number 9 be decreased, correct?
That is correct, Ms.
From 40 points to, what do you recommend?
I figure 20 points will be ideal, in my opinion.
If you look at it, the issue here is more the 30 points on the interview and presentation, and I think that's critical when we interview. it's not necessarily 40 points for all just the financial capacity. It's them actually interviewing, and we'll be able to see their capacity in regards to their process, in regards to their database, that type of stuff. So I would, if you want to put like 30% more on purchase price and put 30 here, and then 10 on the financial capacity and 20 on interviews, I'm okay with that. But to lopsided, I think the interviews will give us a good feel to see who's going to be the right fit for the full board.
And Mr. Chair, those interviews come before us?
Yes.
Well, you're deciding that tonight.
Okay.
So the purpose of the, I don't want to get ahead of you, but the purpose, as I understood it, of this agenda item is to determine when you get the responses, how are you going to evaluate? If you get 3 responses, it's real easy. They'll bring you 3 vendors to do presentations, but if you get 12 responses, do you really want to interview 12 firms? Probably not. How are you going to rank them? You know, let the administration rank them, are you all going to rank them? You could, for example, the board get all 12 responses and say, okay, here's how they were scored out. We want to see these 4 firms. We want to see these 5 firms. However you want to do it. So this is just the first step in the process of deciding how you're going to choose the vendor.
So, and again, this is new to me. So we picked a firm to go out and look for a superintendent.
Correct.
But based on certain criteria that we are looking for, correct?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Can I add, because it's not just for them looking, they're going to meet with the community, get the community profile, what input do they want, that way the community's engaged, and then they develop the candidate profile, and then usually that is the application to get, and hopefully the firm has the capacity to go out and recruit.
So once the firm gets the wants that we would want, the needs that are, the criteria as to what kind of superintendent or we're looking for, the candidate profile. They go out and they look for these candidates, correct?
They invite people to apply.
To apply, okay.
So the very first step, once you engage a firm, will be a meeting with the school board to talk about what you think you need and think you want as a superintendent. And they'll have community meetings, and they'll talk to the staff, administration. They'll develop a profile. The board will then approve the profile of what you think your ideal superintendent he or she should be. They then go out and invite people to apply. And then you try to compare the applicants against your ideal person. And they bring you the applicants ranked by them. You guys can re-rank them however you want. And you look at them and you decide who you want to interview.
That's my next question. So all the applicants that apply, they rank a certain amount and they bring us, let's say there was 30 and they bring us 15, right? Because they're not going to bring us all 30 probably, right? But we could ask for all 30 type thing to bring them.
You can completely control that.
Yeah.
So it would be us,
do that, though.
but it would be us who controls the applicant that is picked.
Yes.
As far as, okay, and then, because I would like to know if there was somebody that applied that might not be appeasing to you, but who knows, you know, I would like to know. But yes, I understand that there's a bunch of them, right?
Y'all getting way ahead of yourselves in terms of what you're talking about tonight. That is like step number 6 in 12 steps.
And they'll help us through this process. That's why it's important for them to look at that, because not only there's like, once the candidate profile, I mean, it all gets approved by the board. We have that discussion, and the previous ones, we wanted to make sure we saw everybody's name that applied, so that way there was no, I mean, we make those requirements. We guide that with whoever is going to be the search firm.
So basically this is just to go out and get the invitation to the firm, whoever's interested in working.
You've
already gone out. The question that you're being asked tonight is, how do you want to deal with the responses? Do you want the administration to rank them according to the criteria that are here and bring you the top 3 or 4 to interview? Or do you want to interview 10 firms? You guys can spend your time however you want.
My recommendation.
That would be a little much, though.
My recommendation, and we might not get 5, but I would say bring back the top 5 and have Dr. Adriano with her cabinet go through that criteria. unless the board wants to do that, but it's.
I don't,
managed is, and-
I, all due respect, I don't think the staff should do that.
Okay.
You're gonna have the scoring criteria, you have purchasing, evaluate them initially with some team, but eventually the board has to decide who you want to interview.
I agree. Trying to think outside the box. Then they could just come back with those, say top 6, top 3, and then we can interview those on September 3rd. And then you'll see how that process is, because everybody has a different process that fits whoever the board feels is going to be the right fit to help guide us in that process.
So one last question, you mentioned that there's 297 that have been invited?
Yes.
Do you know more or less from this kind of number, how many respond?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not even just a vague idea? 30, 50?
Okay, that number is not a number you should consider, because that includes a whole host of professional services. In Texas, there's probably, you'll get a couple from California occasionally that will come out here. There are probably 15, 20 max firms that are qualified to provide these services. We'll see. We get some outliers that won't be qualified.
So basically what you need tonight is a number from us as to
How many you want
bring
to-
back the top, whatever, right?
And we will be changing the evaluation criteria, the weight, as per,
Well, it's up to the board to decide.
Are we okay with moving another 10 points to purchase price, and then we could keep, I guess, 10 on the financial capacity and then 20 on the interview? So that makes it 30. Does that sound?
Yes, that sounds fine, yes.
I didn't.
Never mind that.
What did you say?
So it's gonna be 10 points added to the purchase price on one, and 9 would be 30. 10, the financial capacity would stay, and then 20% would be the interview and presentation. But that's pretty much, at the end of the day, it's gonna be
And how
our,
many firms do you want to interview on the 3rd?
I would say anywhere from 3 to 6, depending on where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you might end up with only 5 respondents. I'm not saying you will, but it's a possibility.
I would say no more than 6.
I agree.
So if you do 6, half an hour each, it's 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. It's okay. I think we've done it before. We recently went through it and it's tough, but we were all here, so.
So we're going to add 40, the purchase price is gonna be 40?
30.
Oh, 30. And then the 10 points financial stays and 20 points for interview?
Correct.
So is the number, the total, possible points is the 155?
yes.
Okay.
You guys also have your tax rate items you have to take up on the 3rd too. I don't think that'll take too long, but.
Tax rate, and I think possibly Martha might bring staffing.
Okay.
Okay. Do we need a motion for that? We'll bring the top 6, or are we okay with that?
I don't have my agenda.
I think we did put an action item.
It's not for action?
Mr. President, I'd like to recommend that we select the top 6
Have administration to.
administration. Correct. Select the top 6 firms for us to interview during the next board meeting.
I'll send them out.
There's a motion and a second. Adrian, can you pull the board?
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mrs. Zuniga?
Yes.
All in favor, motion passes.
I'll take us to the next item.
Item number 4C, discussion and possible action on hiring a dedicated project manager to coordinate all bond-related projects. Presenter Sergio Martinez.
Mr. President, I'm the one that put this in the agenda, and more than anything, I'm looking at the possibility that right now, we have Mr. Rico handling some of these projects. Unfortunately, we know that we have quite a bit of money going out, quite a few projects that are under construction right now, and by the end of the year, we're gonna have just about the entire bond under construction. There's a lot of unknowns, there's a lot of underground facilities, there's a lot of problems with, I'm sure, with some of the site work. primarily on Wrestler and Jim Beam and possibly the elementary. And we want to make sure that we have that individual. Hopefully we can capture him for a few years, probably more than 2, maybe 4, with the entire construction process, for him to understand and leave a document behind that we can understand, and someone can follow through and understand what is buried under the ground, why the facilities were built, and in what condition they're left once they're built by some of these contractors. I think we can use some of the funds from the interest of the bond and maximize some of that money as much as possible. What it will cost, I don't know, but I think through the interview process, Ms. Carrasco's department, I think we can come up with someone that we feel comfortable and is able to really get involved with the project, become familiar, and hopefully work with Presidio. That is, in my opinion, they're doing a fine job.
Go ahead. Sorry. If I may, Mr. Chair. So I was a little bit confused by this agenda item because my understanding is we already have a dedicated project manager. Mr. Ortiz, I believe that is your title, correct, with Presidio?
Yes, yes.
So I don't see the need to spend additional monies that we don't have for another person to do exactly the same thing that we're already paying over $12 million for Presidio to do with our bond contract.
My only concern is that Presidio is going to be done with this project. Mr. Ortiz's department is doing a fine job, their company. The problem is what happens afterwards. Now, who's going to be responsible after these projects are done? Are we going to give them back to Mr. Rico? Hopefully, he might still be here, but really they're willing to be responsible in having some as-bills, for example, in the facility. As-bills are things that are built, on the facility, the way it was built. Things of that nature. Because I'm sure something is going to go wrong. No building is perfect. We're going to have some issues, and we want to make sure that we have that individual that will address some of those issues, calling some of the subcontractors that we're using now, some of the contractors that we're using, and hopefully resolve those issues quickly as fast as we can.
So what you're asking is that this be a permanent position with CISD?
At least till the bonds are done.
Okay, so my question is then, Mr. Ortiz right now has that title, and he is on a temporary basis till the bonds are done. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right?
Let me inform you that El Paso ISD has several people helping out the bond that just got built recently. Socorro has over 8 people working in that department helping Socorro ISD. Okay? The same thing with every school district. Clint, for example, has 4 people in their department. We, Canutillo, is the only district that does not have an individual that knows construction.
So to, I guess, clarify some things. Mr. Ortiz, Presidio in general, you as Presidio will be here throughout the entire lifespan of the bond projects until they come to fruition, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So I do understand the concern in regard to the transition from when the bonds are finished to when you guys leave and we're left with whatever's left, right? We do have warranties on all of the jobs that are being done, all of those types of things in case anything comes up after the fact with them, correct?
That's correct. Closeout documents.
Closeout documents.
Encompass warranties, owner, maintenance manuals, as-bills, everything.
So all of that then will come and stay with the district for us to be able to utilize at that point.
Yes.
So, board, I feel like this may be something we need to consider 4 years down the road as a transition from Presidio into next steps after the bond. But as of right now, I don't see the point in spending the money for the same process or the same person to do the same thing on one side or the other. So that's my opinion.
To add, I kind of see where Mr. Martinez is coming from, because with the 2011 bond, we were at a loss, if you recall. We were at a loss as to what did they do, where did they do it? Like he said, you know, we didn't have a plan, like the blueprints, let's say, of what was being done. Because the people that were running or in charge during that time were no longer with us. And that's why Dr. Galavis and his staff have such a hard time trying to figure out many things. So I can understand that, but I tend to agree that we were already paying Presidio. And those plans, I don't know much about construction, but I'm assuming that all the buildings brand new buildings are gonna have blueprints that are gonna be left behind somewhere.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
All the renovations that are being done, like you said, there's closeouts, which gives us, warranties.
Warranty information.
And that's gonna be left.
Yes.
Right? So I kind of tend to agree with Ms. Barnes that maybe in the future, right now it's not the time, but maybe in the future, in order to transition from Presidio, who is going, to someone who might be permanently within the district, who knows about construction, right qualities, to be able to do that.
I understand where all of you are coming from, and Ms. Manuel, we just heard right now in the presentation where we were told that someone was given some information, you know what I'm saying, and they didn't know what to do with it. And that's exactly what's gonna happen with it. It's that information of building a facility, it's important. That's all we have. It's a great investment for the district not to have the memory and the person to really manage this project the best way possible. We've had a gentleman here come before us, and Ms. Maldonado, you've asked him a question. He's one of our project managers. Unfortunately, he was not able to answer that. And we had a hard time communicating. And that's the person that we need. It's able to at least, when Presidio calls the facilities department and asks for as-bills, he's able to get them. If he asks for a document, he's able to get it. Or unless we want Mr. Ortiz and his department to go to our files and pull whatever documents he needs for his use to build some of these facilities. I mean, we're basically allowing him to have access to all of our documents, and we all know, especially the people that have been in construction, then if I borrow some document, more than likely I will not see him again. You know, that's just nature. All the architects know that, the contractors know it also. You know, and we can have a lot of documents disappear very quickly, all of our buildings that we've had for so many years.
So, who's in charge right now, and I don't know if to ask Dr. Rico, who is in charge right now of all, I'm going to call them blueprints, documents, from the past, from the 2011 stuff that was being done? Who has those documents?
So, board president, members of the board, term superintendent. I'm Dr. Rico, your facilities interim director, I guess, for the past 16, 18 months. So my office is the one that has control of all of that. We work jointly with Mr. Ortiz to provide these documents as needed. When it comes to the 2011 bond, there was 2 individuals that were hired by the district for the duration of the bond who did not stay all the way through. They were hired by different companies. So all of that data, all of those as-bills did get pretty murky. Right? So we do have as-bills for some of our buildings that do not match what is there, and Presidio has found some of those issues. So as you have stated, the $12 million that Presidio's fee implies is for them to turn over these digital documents so that we have, this day and age, we still have a lot of paper plans. So if any of you want to take a dusty trip with me to facilities, I'll show you that room and show you where all of these are at. We'll show you all of Anthony's notes as we allow him to borrow and return some of those documents to us. But we want to move away from that for the same reason, right? These positions are interchangeable, so whenever I leave, die, get fired, hired, whatever it is, the repository of all digital files is available to you, to the community, to the district, any future improvements that are done. And I do want to commend Ernie and his team. I mean, they've done an amazing job. We've been able to fight this fight together and then really look at the conditions of not just the new builds, but also our current builds that we're making.
So let me ask you something else. You just mentioned digital. All digital. So in whatever findings that Mr. Ortiz is finding that is not matching what is there, are we making a change to that and specifying, oh, this is here, it doesn't show it, but are we adjusting those imprints, let's just say?
So I believe we are having notes as to the changes that are not matching, but we don't modify the as-builts that are there. There are amendments that they are creating and putting on that file that will also be turned over to the district at the end of their job. In the meantime, you can think that Mr. Ortiz is not just Mr. Ortiz, it's a team of professionals, not just locally, but throughout the country that Presidio is using in every field of engineering, every field of design. You've seen an architect here as well who works with them. So in the meantime, they are your employees and they're working for you in this capacity. At any time, you can audit their work, you can tell them to provide answers to your questions. So by all intents and purposes, him and his team will be responsible for that for the duration of the bond and
Now, the gentleman that works with the district, what is his title?
his title is a facilities manager, right? So I think that's what you're implying. I was flying back from yes, so I wasn't here. So yes, he is a facilities manager. He has a bachelor's and master's degree in engineering. And although you were able to see some language difficulties, believe me, he is qualified and runs the facilities management. We have that, and we also have somebody who leads our maintenance group, which is Mr. Favela, your employee of the year. So jointly they work on the current maintenance of the current buildings. They do not directly work with Mr. Ortiz and his team under them. Right? They provide some of the documentation, they provide opening the buildings, they provide access to whatever is needed under my guidance and supervision.
So basically his title is to maintain the facility. He might not necessarily know the blueprints of what was done in the past.
Correct. So his job title and his duties are to direct the plumbers whenever something breaks, direct HVAC teams when, as we've seen, a lot of things have broken. Electricians, you name it, grounds. That's his responsibility.
Just real quick, I think I sort of agree with a lot of the conversation here. Long term, we need to figure out how we continue to get that institutional knowledge as we have turnover. I think that was part of the problem too when we had staff in-house, large turnover, so we want to be able to hold somebody accountable in regards to that. But I'm hoping, one, we should probably digitize those files so that way we have them in the cloud versus hopefully something not happening. But so I think the long term, and unless you want to do anything in the interim, is look at some of the concerns, and then long term we need to figure out we're still in a budget deficit. There's still a lot of stuff that we're going to look at, whether you want to address it or other areas, or wait for the new superintendent. But I think we really need to, because that became a trust issue, right? We lost a lot of knowledge and institutional knowledge, and some of the stuff was built. It was pretty much with the money that hit on the dot. We were under budget, over designed, and it really created. I remember when we first went out. I don't know if it was that one, but administration kept the same amount of projects, but reduced the amount because they didn't think the voters would approve them. So that, and I think we've done this bond program a lot different, and we have the professionals. So I think we do need to look long term, and if there is areas of concern in the interim.
And I think too, and Mr. Martinez, I appreciate what you're saying. I think the issue for administration is that I know it's bond interest, and looking at the job description from 2011, it is exactly what we hired Presidio to do. And they're doing it very well. We've had a great relationship with them, and you know, I think they've been very transparent. We have the website. We attend bi-weekly meetings where the Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Rico, myself, Mr. Devedas are part of. We're updated and constantly in communication. We have the CBAC. We have
community meetings, virtual and in person, that they've been offering. And we're looking at about $100,000 a year with benefits. And so that's about $500,000 with bond interest that could be utilized for, we don't know what's gonna come up. We're not even in the construction phase yet of these projects. And so, you know, that money may be needed for other things that we don't anticipate. And so the superintendent is the person that recommends positions. So I agree. I think at this time we wait and perhaps look at it better in the long term. We don't know what our staff will be, you know, also. So I think that waiting is a good idea, but that's administration's recommendation.
Thank you. If I may add, Dr. Ariano, too, I mean, I know that Mercedes was making up for my lack of construction knowledge, right? But you're not leaving them in incapable hands. I do have a doctorate degree in organizational management. Peg me to be a chief technology officer without technology training, and you have an award-winning technology director without that training. So it's my leadership skills of what you and the administration has put me here, not so much my construction knowledge. I'm sure Ernie has been schooling me throughout and can continue to do so on that end as well.
Is there any other questions? If not, I will take this to the next item. Thank you. Thank you to all of you, all part of the bond program. I mean, this has been, we're seeing a way different way of doing compared to how it was done 10 plus years ago. Okay, Adrian, take us to the next item.
Item number 4D, presentation overview of how the child nutrition program is meeting the needs of the children in the district as requested by Trustee Carolina Ortega. Presenters Carolina Ortega.
And I want to apologize because when they first came out, and I guess that's why I got the text, I was trying to find some consistency because they had put requested and then they put Marcos. So I said there was miscommunication because my thought process is now that more board members will be requesting items, so we could probably put requested, you know, put set vote. But it was supposed to be consistent and it wasn't, so.
No worries. Would you mind shutting up? So the reason that I requested this is because in our budget meeting back in June, the 24th, I found out that we have a very healthy budget in the child nutrition program. And I was like, yay, that's great. You know, I'm the type of person that really cares about the overall health of our students and our staff. I want our kids to be healthy, I want our staff to be healthy. And recently I learned that, and you probably found out as well, that CDC just found out that our kids, the food that they're consuming is ultra-processed food. 62% of the food they consume is ultra-processed, meaning pizza, hamburgers, you know, chicken nuggets. And I wanted to make sure that if we do have a healthy budget, that we are able to give our kids nutritious, made from scratch meals that'll fortify their bodies. You know, give them the meals that they need. Stay away from the doctors as much as we can. You know, stay away from that. You know, things that are easy and convenient. But I mean, I know that we here in our culture, we have a lot of people that like to make food. You know, I'm sure you won't have a hard time finding people that, you know, are willing to come and make those nutritious meals for our kids. So that's why I asked for this presentation. I would like to know what your obstacles are, you know, in achieving that, as well as what some of the positive things we have going on at the Canopio District.
Absolutely. Good evening, President Rodriguez, members of the board, Dr. Arellano. My name is Marco Macias. I'm the Child Nutrition Director, better known as the Food Guy. Sorry that I'm a little, my throat is kind of hurt a little bit, but I'm here, got my water with me. Yes, so as far as the first statement you said about that you worry about the health of the kids, you know, we all do. My daughter is a senior at Norwest Early College. My son graduated from Norwest Early College as well. So it is my concern as well. So the food that we provide, it's different than the food that is on the fast food or any of those food service, like a restaurant type or so. And I'll tell you why. Because We are actually under the U.S. Department of Agriculture, so my whole presentation there, that I'm gonna be brief, is in regards to, we have to follow certain regulations. And then those regulations are, we have to stay away from carbs, and we have to provide whole grain. We have to provide also certain levels of saturated fat, added sugars, and so and so. If we don't do that, of course, we will never be funded by the USDA. So we are actually providing with those kind of meals. It is a challenge, and I'm not going to tell you no. For when it comes to breakfast, it's a challenge due to the fact that when employees from Child Nutrition arrive at 6 o'clock, okay, we have about an hour and 20 minutes to make sure that that breakfast is not only cooked but packed and delivered. So we're talking about an hour and 20 minutes, which put us on a place that we have to choose something healthy, because we do. I have some labels, what we call clean labels, which is, we don't do the classic Walmart Margarito, the classic Walmart Concha, any of those things. This is actually 51% whole grain, which is much better for the body. So we already are complying with that in order to serve our kids. Yeah, we do have some made from scratch as well, as you all know and you love. Our cinnamon rolls, our banana bread, our spice bread. I can mention many of them. But yeah, I won't lie to you, as far as breakfast, we do have some more pre-packed, and this is for the convenience of having to be this delivered reheat, and also for the convenience of the classroom. We did try, and I have teachers here that they've been with us, and I've been serving different amounts. We try to do menudo in the mornings. I'm not trying to make you hungry, because I know we all probably think we were doing menudo in the mornings. We were doing burritos from scratch in the morning. But then again, I actually asked if we can bring my staff at 5 in the morning. We were doing it for about a year and a half, but we had the bad experience that those particular breakfasts were given to the students, and for some reason they will not be accepted as well as another item. For instance, when we were taking a classroom of 20, we will take 20 burritos made from scratch. It could be like huevo con chorizo or the menudo. About 18 of those will go and even knock on the door, say, can you switch me this for, or can you do this instead of? So there was many things right here that we were encountering, which was wasting the food, which we all don't like to do. The labor, the labor were coming, and then the things were changed. So it was food being thrown away. Kids will not eat because they didn't like to see the chili in there. They didn't like to see the little tripe on top of that. So all those little things, we went through it. We went through. Trust me, this is my 7th year as a director, my 13th year on child nutrition for the district, but we tried many things. So, based on, we had meetings with Stuco, we had meetings with teachers. Some of them, they express their concern, and we tell them, the product that you're seeing right here is not the product that you will see at the store. This is not a commercial, just plain enriched flour. This is whole grain. This is less sodium, this is less sugar, this is so and so. So that's as far as breakfast. Now when it comes to lunch, I'm proud to say that my menu, or our menu, is probably one of the best in the region. I have Socorro ISD, I have Isleta ISD reaching up to me so I can share my recipes, because we did it thinking about Tajutilla. So we do things that the kids like. So our participation has shown that what we're giving them right now is something that they like. Of course, as a parents, as a teachers, we would probably like to have a green juice for the morning. We did try those smoothies in the morning in different schools. Disappointing, it was, they will probably sip 1 or 2 and then the rest was going to the partners, versus even in my concha with the juice that probably at that time when they arrived, maybe they were not hungry because they just came, but they will actually save it for them. And then in between periods or so, they will actually get the food. And that's what is important to us, that they will not just
come in the morning and stay all the way till 12 without having something on it. So what we're doing it with a purpose. And yes, there is money in our department, but I gotta explain you a little bit. I'm not gonna go because I know we have a limited time, but we are having a surplus with the district for the actual, what we call the optimal fund balance here with the district. But with the Texas Department of Agriculture, which is basically the ones that they fund us, we are short $1 million with them. So their optimal fund balance is 6 months. Our optimal fund balance is 3. So I can tell you that we are about 4 months right there. And that money is being utilized to buy new ovens, to buy new equipment, we all know that cafeteria in CISD, every single cafeteria in the district got remodeled with Canutillo Child Nutrition Department's money. That was close to $3 million. So that's what it's utilized for. So like that it can enhance how kids can feel on a new table versus we had tables at CES that they were the original tables. So all that money is utilized for that because that's the only thing that I can use it for. But yes, going back again to the nutrition, yes, we focus a little bit more in lunch because we make much more things from scratch at lunch, and we don't per se do, this is not important. We have done our research or tries, different trials, and it came down to narrow to what the kids actually like. My participation, would I say, in the district, it's very high. When we go to TASBY, when we go to other conferences, and I present my numbers, they actually say, how do you do it? And I say, we just listen to the kids and see what comes back. And then again, we listen, and there is no disrespect, but we listen to the students more than what I will actually like as a parent to serve them at a breakfast or lunch.
So I'm very concerned as a grandmother, as a teacher, because I see what's being served, which is similar to EPISD. And you mentioned that you are under regulations by the U.S. Agriculture with whole grains and things like that. But you also mentioned added sugars, and that is my concern.
Yes.
If you look at your menu, I can't pull it right now, that you was submitted. For your breakfast, it's nothing but added sugars. You have marranitos, conchas, you have the little, I'm not sure what you call it, what is it?
Muffin, blueberry bars, cereal.
It's that bread that is like it's strawberry and different things, but it's a cereal bar. To me, that's all added sugar. Where's the protein? You know, and I'm coming from two perspectives. We know that the added sugar makes the children hyper. Research doesn't show yet that it's a contributor of ADHD, and there are so many kids now that are labeled ADHD. And so I'm really concerned when I see the menu, and I'm going to be honest, my grandkids, we feed them at home. Huevo, yogurt, vámonos. Because those breakfasts, I'm sorry, they're not nutritious. And even though you tell me it's not like the kind you go to Walmart and buy at the vending machine, they are. And what I'm hearing is that you're saying that the reason you're serving that is because it's easy to warm up y vámonos packet to the classroom. I'm sorry, but when I went to school, like Mr. Coronado said, Armando, many of us, I know many of you that went to Canutillo, you remember the ladies that would literally go in at 5 in the morning and cook the breakfast. You're investing in new ovens or whatever. I mean, I understand that the lunch is the bigger bulk, let's say, but I think that we need to put in a little bit more effort in the breakfast. It is the first meal of the day. And so I'm not going to buy it that you're telling me that we're serving this to save time. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Because you're saying that it's easy, it's packaged, it's warming it up, putting it in the coolers and delivering it to the classrooms. But it's not beneficial to the students. So I want to see a change. I would really like to see a change specifically with your breakfast. Protein. They used to give us huevo and bacon and pancakes, homemade pancakes and cornbread. I mean, those food ladies were our saviors, you know, in the morning. And they came in at 5 in the morning and they cooked. They had a baker. They had someone who did the cooking. They had someone who prepared the salads. And I know that, you know, times are rough and we did away with all those staff members. But again, we're doing it at the cost of what? There's already too many added sugars out there. You know, so if we're contributing to it, I don't agree with that.
If I may, yes. So as far as the added sugars, our product has less added sugars. And now, I have here, you know, can I pass something to, yeah? No. So 2024, I'm sorry, is the added sugars will actually, all these concerns were raised through us as the directors, employees, and parents. So recently, which is last May, USDA with the Congress passed, we're gonna be like, we're gonna decrease, we're gonna be at 10% of the weekly calories. We cannot exceed that. So what I'm trying to say is that we work specifically with what the regulation is. And yes, I agree. When we used to get our lunch from the cafeteria, yes, there was more made from scratch, huevito, like you mentioned, and so. And trust me, we tried. And I do invite you, I mean, I will listen to what you say, and we can try it again. And I will send you numbers, and I will send you the actual results from. We're going back again to make a burrito from scratch on Wednesdays. I will just ask permission again to come in at 5, and then I want to see how much that comes back.
I think what the concern here is how do we elevate the quality of food that we're providing. I share their concerns as well. I think what we need to look at is more organic, more freshly made, you know, fruits, vegetables, whatever that is. We're just asking, we know that the federal government, hopefully it continues, has provided us a good amount of money. And what we want to make sure that it's invested really well, whether it's the quality of the food or the actual, the cafeteria itself, right? Because we were just at JD last week, and there is where we could utilize some of that money to get better, whether it's food or, you know, some of the cafeteria seating, all that. It was different, you know, but we want to make sure that the money that we shouldn't be leaving on the table, I know in regards to the audit that happened, it's an area of concern. We want that reinvested into providing higher quality for the kids, and then being able to look at the cafeteria itself to see if there's areas where we can improve that as well.
Okay.
That's it.
So, back to my concern. How many tablespoons, I mean 1 gram of sugar?
Excuse me?
How many tablespoons of sugar make 1 gram of sugar?
28.
28 tablespoons, correct?
No, I'm sorry. How many tablespoons make
Make
1?
1 gram of sugar.
Well, a gram, 28 will be for an ounce, but it's difficult to actually come down to, depends about the product you're mixing it with.
I think it runs between 3 and 4
Okay?
tablespoons. Okay? So now, if you look at the marronito, you're talking about 14 grams of sugar. And you're telling me that it's not as much sugar. It is a lot of sugar. Just the marronito. And I agree with Mr. Rodriguez. What we're trying to do is we're trying to provide nutritional, the quality of the food. I know that you have to follow the regulations of the U.S. agriculture. However, again, we were doing that when we had our people, our ladies making the food homemade, and kids were eating fresh. because they love them. But this processed food, I agree, packaged processed food is not beneficial. And so I would like to see that we do less of that and more fresh, like Mr. Rodriguez said.
And simple ingredients. Even like let's talk yogurt, right? Yogurt has a lot of protein. You have yogurt with your walnuts and your strawberries. You know, very low allergy, very low. And yes, kids are gonna have a hard time the first time they see it. They're gonna be like, "Ew, what's this?" You know. But if they see some of their friends eating it, oh, you know what? It's not too bad. It's good. Then you start that healthy change. You know, and once and kids also, we start talking to them about, you know, eating healthy, nutritious meals, they'll start to learn why it's being done as well.
One comment real quick.
I'm sorry.
We really appreciate all the effort that you're making saving us money. Thank you. However, one of the things that we're finding out is that we have a surplus at the end of the school year. Then why not put that into their meals for the kids? And I think that will go a long way. Thank you for all the effort that you made. Your cafeteria people are excellent. When I was growing up in the district, we love the cafeteria people. They were our best friends, to be honest with you. And I like also for the kids for them to be their best friend. To really go to the cafeteria and enjoy a meal. Spaghetti. Hamburgers are not the same. I hate to say it. They don't taste the same. I've been there. Pizza, the same thing. No, and that's what Ms. Maldonado was saying. Let's make it better, please. Yes. Let's reduce that surplus, but make the meals so that our kids can eat it. Yes.
I think this is a perfect opportunity to allow our student representatives to provide any input that you all want.
Alright, if I may, on the topic of the breakfast items, what I've noticed with a lot of the hot breakfast items is they do not get eaten. And I think that with the processed food, the ones that aren't as good for you, a lot of students save those during the day to eat, as Sir O'Leary was saying. And I think not eating is worse than eating something bad. And what I've seen and what I've noticed with a lot of those hot foods is they don't get eaten. And I think if we implementing some of those healthy foods is great, maybe giving them an option of the healthy foods. But from what I've seen, the hot foods just don't get eaten, and the healthy foods I've seen don't get eaten. And I mean, another topic on the topic of the nutritional is, well, I've noticed there's a big problem this year is the seconds. You have to pay to have seconds now, and the problem I've seen with that is that a lot of, like, if you don't like the breakfast item that morning, then you have to wait all day or until 12:50 to have your lunch, and the portion sizes just aren't to where I think that they should be. So maybe increasing the portion sizes or bringing back the seconds, because last year and my all the years I've been in school, the seconds and the thirds have been a big thing for a lot of students that maybe didn't like the breakfast that day, or just, you know, bigger kids in high school.
Thank you very much, because you're actually part of, you know, the population that we target. We've done it, and you cannot save a menudo on your backpack. You cannot have a burrito for 3 to 4 hours because the temperature control.
That's what Moises wants to.
Correct. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Moises.
If I may, going off of what Mason said, I do agree with him. The majority of that hot packed food and that, like, warm food, it's not eaten. So, like, for example, breakfast pizza. Today, we met the breakfast with breakfast. Now, again, of course, lunch is great. Lunch is amazing. Congratulations to you and your team. However, I did notice, like, whenever we do serve something that's hot, or something that's hot pretty much, there's always leftovers. And there's this big bin by the lunch line where they're encouraging people to take, because, again, like you said earlier, that waste of food. So when it comes to things like cereal bars, well, yes, there is added sugars. I feel like like Mason said, it is more beneficial for someone to eat than not eat at all. Because there have been instances where I myself or other students have had headaches and, like, haven't been able to exactly focus in class because of, like, a stomachache or a headache because they haven't eaten. And we do offer specific things with protein, like, for example, breakfast pizza, the chicken, sausage, pancake, Sandwich, yes, sir.
Like a breakfast corner.
Yeah, yeah, and then of course, it's very innovative. You do come up with great things to serve the kids, and the kids love it. Like for example, today during lunch we had Chico's tacos, kind of like a.
It's called Chucos, so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah,
Chucos.
Chico's tacos, and everyone loves that. Like even if they don't, you did add the parfait. There's yogurt. There's many alternatives, salads.
6 different options in the under school. Yes. So again, I'm not trying to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I appreciate your comments. I think those are very valuable comments. And I know the Marco, you know, being in the 3 different schools, I couldn't wait to go get food in the cafeteria. They're the hardest working bunch I've ever known. I know you will, Lino, I mean, you all will go back, you'll reflect on the concerns and definitely take that into consideration. But thank you for everything you do. And you know, we really do appreciate the hard work that these ladies do.
Oh, they do.
And gentlemen, every day to serve our 1,600 students and faculty.
Yes, well, I'll take that in consideration. We'll get, you know, revamp a little bit on the menu. But most important, I would really like to invite you to actually go to the cafeteria at any moment. Just tell me, Marco, if it's allowed, I'm not sure what's allowed and what's not allowed. Marco, we would like to go to your house, CMS, or tech school at lunch or at breakfast. Can we go? If they allow, I'll be there. So I can guide you a little bit to it and what is it that we do, what we do. We can definitely address concerns as second meals. Why is it that I can and can't do? And then again, I'm here to serve the kids, and we try our best. And my ladies are awesome, and my office staff, there's 3 of us, but trust me, we are there. You see me serving. We do every single stuff for the kids. So yes, thank you very much for that, and we're gonna consider all those points.
Mr. Marco, this is not in putting down your faculty, because I think you do an awesome job. I just want, you just said it, it's for the kids. So we can make a better list to it.
Yes,
Thanks.
and that's what we do.
I have a
Thank
quick
you.
comment. Mr. Marco, just to make it clear for like parents and community, for kids, very brief. It really does not have a lot of sugar. I looked it up, and 1 gram of sugar is only 1/16 tablespoon.
Okay, I looked it up too. So 1/2 of a teaspoon, 4 grams is equal to 1 teaspoon. I was wrong, not 4. It's 4 grams of sugar is 1 teaspoon.
Which comes
But
down to
either way, think about 4 teaspoons of sugar and 4 grams. And if 4 grams of sugar is 1 teaspoon, in 16, there's 4 teaspoons, right?
And the good news is that Congress just passed this, so 26, 27 is already going to be, the added sugars are going to be regulated, okay, which they were not before. But we are already doing the changes, and we're going to do more changes in order to do that. But yes, thank you very much for all the insight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Even now we'll take us to the next item.
Item number 5, consent agenda voting.
I think on this one,
Yes, sir. I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda unless there's people out of compliance.
Mr. President, Board of Trustees Administration would like to pull 5B4, the approval of the option flex day, flex option. 5.4B.
Is there any other items, or are we okay to?
I will make a motion to approve consent agenda as presented. But before we move forward, I just want to make sure with the GMPs that were presented, we don't have any conflicts of interest that we need to be aware of with subcontractors or otherwise, correct?
There are none.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. So that's all I have.
Before we do that, so there were dollar amounts for the actual items, correct? Because I was a little concerned for the GMPs, right? Okay, and so that the way it was presented with those dollars, it's just like the last one. The non-negotiables are here.
these are the, what did you call them? The, alternates, correct?
That's
These are
correct.
the alternates.
Correct.
So everything that is shown is the alternate for every single campus, correct?
And the ones that are approved are highlighted in orange.
Okay, so my question now is, because some are under budget, right?
Mondo, if you're gonna do that, you have to pull the item.
Then I want to pull the item.
Which one?
All the GMPs, it's just a question that is gonna apply to all of them.
Can we just have an answer? Because if not, it's
Not if Ms. Maldonado wants to ask questions about it.
I have one question that is gonna apply to all the GMPs.
just one.
Okay.
So do we consent? Do I ask the question?
Go ahead.
So, on the under budget,
Yes.
okay, what is happening to that money that was budgeted, but it's under budget? Is it gonna go back to that particular project, that campus?
It would go down into a program contingency, an overall program contingency, where the board could decide where to plug in that money in other projects if needed.
Yeah.
So I feel that it needs to go back to that particular campus. That's why,
So that-
so I don't know where we do that.
Ms. Maldonado, so you understand, so we formed design steering committees at the campus, and then we had a larger, broader community, and we identified all these alternates. The architect design team drew out all those, the CMAR, general contractor priced all those out, and so once we got the GMP and we were able to determine along with the design steering committee of what could be addressed with money, if there's money left over, we don't have anything drawn out for that money. We don't have anything designed for it. They could decide later to do something with it. Our idea was just to draw it down to an overall program contingency, so the board at their discretion could decide on where that money could be plugged into other projects. If it goes to that same project, we just don't have if it goes to that same campus, we don't have a project designated for that money.
So I guess then my question would be to the board, is that when we specifically decide what's gonna happen with that money that is over for those particular campuses? And I think this was a discussion or something that came up with the last year, piece, that, I don't know, right now's the time, but I'd like to see it to where we decide what's gonna happen with that.
I agree, and what we'll do is put a future item to discuss that, as well as, I know administration's working on the way with interest and conversations too. We'll have that discussion, and the board will be able to decide, maybe from the meeting or whatever that process is.
I
So,
have a concern.
look, I'm sorry, you're way beyond the one question, and you're now discussing items that are on
So
consent.
my one question
Hold
was,
on, wait,
where's that
wait.
money going? You
Hold
just
on.
answered it, thank you.
Okay, that's it. If that's the end of the discussion, we're fine.
So, that will take us, can we vote on it? Any motion on the second?
To approve, consent agenda, pulling items consent 5B4 over the optional flexible school day program.
One comment real quick. I know we're tired, I know this is important, and we're leaving it at the very end, we're gonna move forward, I understand that, but this is construction, it's important. So my opinion is, these are small projects, I know, sir, please correct me, these are the smaller projects that we have, correct?
These are the renovations.
The renovation, correct. I strongly recommend, and I'm gonna approve the motion, I'm gonna move forward, but I think this is something that we really know, because we need to move forward, Mr. Maldonado, in order to get this construction going. I agree, but in the future, I think this needs to be first. So if we're tired, we address it right away and we move forward and make the motion and allow him to continue with this project.
So I'm going to,
There's a motion and a second. There's a second.
Second.
There's an item that wants to be pulled. The question, the process would be, did you reach out to Ms. Samuel?
No, I think
No, she wants a different item pulled. let's pull that item, just
What item is it?
C1. The additional, are you okay with amending that?
Yes, so I amend my motion to also pull agenda item 5C1 for the approval and reinstatement of the migrant assistant position.
Are you okay with the, who's seconded? Are you okay with the amendment? Okay. Now then let's vote on the consent agenda.
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mrs. Zuniga?
Yes.
All in favor, motion passes. Item 5E4, approval of the optional flexible school day program, OFSBP, application for the 2025-2026 school year. Presenter, Monica Reyes.
Do you have questions or it's just okay?
Yes, so you were provided with a presentation and we needed to give you the opportunity to view the presentation and ask any questions if you had for Dr. Reyes. And
good evening. I just wanted to introduce our TOA teacher, the Opportunity Academy teacher. Again, the Opportunity Academy is a dropout recovery program that we have at the Lone Star building. And Miss Angelina Gabriel is our teacher. We also have an assistant, Julia Rivera, but I wanted her to be here. You know it's going to be a long night, but I wanted her to be here so that she also receives the recognition and the accolades of being a hardworking teacher who makes sure that our students that are in the TOA program are successful, whether it's that they are working on as many courses as they can so that they can get closer to graduating if they are off cohort, or they're coming off the streets because they are an actual dropout and they're coming back so they can follow their graduation plan from 2012, 2018, 2022, and then also, of course, those students that do accomplish their graduation requirements and graduate and walk the stage along with the other students from Carrillo High School. So this is Mrs. Cardiel. I just wanted you to make sure that you recognize her and know of her hard work. So I did provide, as Dr. Ariano said, I did provide the optional flexible school day program. It's our flex option waiver application that we do every year to Texas Education Agency. This is so that when students attend the Opportunity Academy, we can record their attendance and we can earn funding for them being there. When they are not there, it does not count against us. That's what this waiver is technically about. So do you have any questions?
I don't have questions well, I guess technically, I did see that the enrollment is dropping slightly from last year, but I just want to commend you guys because I saw the number of courses that were completed even with that dropped enrollment. So I appreciate that you guys are really hitting that hard. I know I read through the conclusion that you guys have expanded that aggressively, so that explains the 272 courses. I would assume that the enrollment just is based on the number of people that come in that want the opportunity, correct?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The first thing is they have to meet the criteria to be in the Opportunity Academy, but we also make sure that the students that are there, that we're able to provide them their one-on-one support. What we have seen lately, and the reason why we have less students, is because some of our students are coming in with just 2 credits, or 4 credits, or 8 credits, and that takes a lot longer than those that are maybe off cohort and need 4 courses. And so they have a seat and they're there for quite a while and they take up that seat. Because of the waiver, we are only allowed to have 28 students per teacher. And since we have 1 teacher, we can only have 28 students in the room at one time. We do try to assist more students by some kids coming for the morning session, and then we have some that come in the afternoon, and then we have some students who are saying, no, I will be there all day. So depending on that, it shifts that around as well. We are seeing this year an uptick, an increase in students requesting to come to TOA, as well as counselors identifying. And so we are working on, since the players have changed from last year to this year, we're working on criteria to make sure that we're able to address those students that are wanting to be there versus the ones that are needing to be there at the Opportunity Academy. That's it.
I have a question. So the student some of them could possibly still be attending high school, going to high school, right? And then they go there for a class?
Yes. So we do have students, let's say for example, they're supposed to graduate in 2026. At this time, they should have 18 credits. Sometimes they only have 12. And if you're going to have them staying in a traditional setting, they won't make it. Right. But if we do it by the computer-based self-paced, they can be assertive and actually catch up, and they can actually graduate with their cohort.
So they might go for a class there and then the rest at the high school?
No. If they're in TOA, they're in TOA. They remain with us the whole time until they complete their graduation requirements.
So their day might not be all day, it might be half a day?
Correct. At times, yes.
And so the rest of the half day, it's theirs, they don't go to the high school?
They don't go to the high school. Many times the reason why we have students that are not up to par at that time of being on track to graduate is because they're either working or there's other life situations, and so this actually works for them. What we do is we work with every student. We have a student study team meeting. We create an individual graduation plan for them so that they're successful and they can meet graduation requirements by the time that they're in that cohort. And then the other piece is that once they are complete, they're done. They don't have to come back. They can come back when it's time for graduations.
Any other questions? No, can I get a motion to approve the items?
I make a motion to approve the optional flexible school day program.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Adrian, can you pull the board?
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Mrs. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mrs. Zuniga?
Yes.
All in favor, motion passes.
I will take this 10 at a time.
Item 5C1, approval of the reinstatement of migrant assistant position to Senator Ms. Martha Carrasco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just had a question. I wanted to know if this was originally on the RIF that we did?
The very first one, yes.
On the first one?
Yes.
And so for the past year, we didn't have this position?
That's correct.
And so now there's a need for it because of the numbers?
There's a need for it because after the first RIF, I believe that they contracted with Region 19 to perform some services, and apparently Dr. Arellano has mentioned that she was not happy with those services, and so she wants to add back the position to the people that are handling the migrant program.
So Ms. Maldonado, we were in a partnership agreement where Region 19 oversaw the entire migrant program. However, there's nothing like having employees at the campuses, boots on the ground all the time, working with parents and migrant parents and migrant students. So we did not continue the contract with Region 19, and we wanted to bring the migrant specialists back so that they can have that direct contact with the migrant parents and families at their disposal, because we found that that was not present anymore, and parents were asking what happened to our migrant specialists. They're no longer. Region 19 did a good job. However, we just need to be here. And they were servicing other districts as well.
So are we looking at one per campus? Or
No, it's just one person for the entire district, and it is funded with Title I Part C. which is a federal program. It's not from the local funds general.
So this person would reach out to all the campuses, correct? Do you happen to know how many migrant students we have?
Not off the top of my head, but I can tell you that today we had a list of about 30, maybe 20 to 30 migrant students that are not successful right now in the classroom.
Okay. And so this person, will they provide assistance in the classroom? Or are they just...
They will work alongside with identifying the students, and then we hire academic tutors through the same title funds that do the actual tutoring.
Through the chair. Is this position is the one we got actually a year and a half ago, right? Or a year ago?
It was on the first round.
So the funding was still the same, correct? Was it not?
I believe so. I believe they just wanted to provide the services through Region 19, and so we were able to get rid of the position.
I do remember that person, the migrant specialist, and I remember because I came to give a lecture at the high school level. There were 11 kids there, the high school level. So I can imagine there's more kids at the elementary and middle school level. My only concern is I don't think we have enough people for one specialist. So I strongly recommend, and I advise our superintendent to look at possible ways to get some funding to really provide those services that we design. Given the fact that we grew up in the farm, most of us, we need that service. And I strongly recommend that we ask our migrant specialists to push our kids to go after some of these migrant scholarships that exist. And I've been pushing for that for the past 3 years, and I don't think we had anyone apply for any of those scholarships.
Was that it? I do have a question in regards to the agreement that we have with Region 19. What was that cost?
There was no cost.
Okay.
They just, what happens is the state gives them the entire title funds to run the operation, and we don't get it at all. So they control the money. I think this year we're gonna get maybe around 60,000 in title funds.
Okay.
And that will have to cover this salary and then the migrant tutors as well. And any other, we work to pay for their AP tests. We provide them with graduation gowns with that money. We really try and support the families with making sure those students are in the same playing field as everyone, so they're successful.
So Dr. Ariana, you said this was funded through title funds?
Yes.
So I know it's after the fact, so then maybe they shouldn't have been on the RIF 1. That's just my comment.
Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Adrian, can you pull the board?
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Mrs. Otero?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mrs. Finner?
Yes.
And
All in
just
favor, motion passes.
thank you. The motion passes. To the students, feel free whenever y'all want to ask questions. You know, you don't have to raise your hand. Just whatever. Just signal to us if you need to add any of the items. And just in regards to consent agenda items, please do call Dr. Ariano first, so that way we can try to get those questions addressed before.
Mr. Chair, actually speaking to that, so this is my mistake, 100%. I had asked Dr. Aliano if I could pull C2, and I did not do that, and I spoke with legal. So he said that if I wanted to, I could ask to add that to an agenda later on. I did want to discuss policy FD. So if we can look at adding that to our next agenda for a quick discussion, please.
Okay.
That's my fault. I totally forgot about it, but I did email her about it.
I think though this needs to be approved by September 1st.
It's already been
It's already
approved.
approved. That's just.
Okay, I understand.
No.
Okay.
I guess Speaking to that, Steve, if something was to change from our discussion later, is that allowed?
I don't know what the change would be, it would depend.
Okay.
Okay, that will take us to executive session.
Item number 6, executive session. To consult with attorney under sections 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074 of the Texas Government Code. A certified agenda or recording of a closed meeting is confidential and is not available to the public except by court order. A person who knowingly and without lawful authority makes a certified agenda or recording public commits a Class B misdemeanor. Any exceptions will be communicated in accordance with applicable policies and regulations. Item 6A, discussion with administration regarding the potential sale of district-owned property located at 7311 Boston Road, Canopio, Texas 79835, El Paso County. Presenter, Dr. Oscar Rico. 6B, discussion of possible action regarding the ground lease between El Paso Community College and District for the Northwest Early College High School, Natchez. Presenter, Steve Blanco. Time is 9:16 p.m.
Yeah, well, Ms. Maldonado said that the ground sure was 4 tablespoons. The ground was not. Yeah.
One teaspoon, not tablespoon. I did tablespoon. Got it.
To bring us back from the executive session.
Give me one second.
See you tomorrow. Tomorrow it's BC at 9 a.m. BC run break. Tomorrow. Go show.
Item number 7, new business. Time is 9:42 p.m. 7A, discussion of possible action regarding the potential sale of district-owned property located at 7311 Worcester Road, Canopio, Texas 79835, to El Paso County. Presenter, Dr. Oscar Rico.
Actually, Steve Blanco, legal counsel, and just update the board. We had a discussion with Dr. Rico in the back about communications between the school district and the county. The county has a desire to work with the school district for the potential acquisition by the county of this particular property. This is the CMS school site. At this time, because there are a lot of open questions that we have about the valuation of the property, and we're asking that the board act and authorize Dr. Rico and the administration and legal counsel to discuss and explore options with the county, including additional appraisal options for the value of that land before any agreement is entered and before any letter of intent is entered. If somebody would put that as a motion, we can consider it.
Is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion.
So, do you have a second?
I second.
There's a motion and a second. Adrian, can you go forward?
Ms. Barnes.
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado.
Yes.
Mr. Martinez.
Yes.
Mrs. Ortega.
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Zuniga.
Yes.
All in favor, motion passes.
I'll take us to the next one.
Item 7B, discussion regarding the ground lease between El Paso Community College and the District for the Northwest Early College High School, Natchez. Presenter, Steve Blanco.
Thank you. We gave you an update. We have reached the final version of the agreement with the El Paso Community College for the Northwest Early College High School site, including provisions regarding the buildings that are there. It's my understanding the Community College Board has approved the agreement. It's our recommendation that you authorize the administration and, if necessary, the president of the board to complete the lease agreement in its current form that has been approved by council. So the motion would be authorize the administration and legal counsel to execute the final version of the agreement approved by legal counsel between El Paso Community College and Independent School District for the Northwest Early College High School location.
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Adrian, can you go forward?
Ms. Barnes.
Yes.
Ms. Maldonado.
Yes.
Mr. Martinez.
Yes.
Mrs. Sotelo?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mrs. Zuniga?
Yes.
All in favor, motion passes.
I'll take this as an action.
Item number 8, meeting adjourned.